This audiobook is written and published by 1% Mastermind Audio. Right now, someone with less talent than you is building more wealth than you. Someone with fewer resources than you is rising faster than you. And someone with fewer chances than you is already living the life you want. The difference is not luck. The difference is not destiny. The difference is the way they think when no one is watching. Most people spend their entire lives working for money, yet never learn how money actually works. They wake up tired, chase bills, escape stress, and repeat the same cycle for years. They believe they are making progress because they are busy. But busy is not the same as powerful. What if the problem was never the world? What if the problem was the way you were trained to think about money? Everything you are about to hear is designed to rewire that training. Not to motivate you for one night. Not to inspire you for a week. But to permanently change the way money responds to you. This is not the story of how to get rich fast. This is the blueprint of how to never be poor again. Listen slowly, because one idea in this audiobook can change the direction of your entire life. Chapter 1. The mind that attracts money is not the mind that needs it. When a person starts needing money emotionally, their thinking becomes weak. Fear enters every decision. They rush into choices they would never make if they were calm. They start thinking only about today instead of tomorrow. They take bad deals just to feel relief. They accept pressure just to escape stress. When money controls your emotions, it also controls your actions. A calm mind behaves very differently. A calm mind does not panic when money is slow. It does not beg life to move faster. It understands that real wealth grows quietly. Instead of chasing quick cash, it builds strong ground. Instead of forcing results, it prepares itself for them. This kind of mind does not run after money with fear. It places itself where money naturally comes. When you stay calm, you see clearly. When you see clearly, you make better choices. Better choices lead to better income, better savings, and better opportunities. This is how wealth really begins to grow. Not through stress, not through pressure, but through control. The moment you stop seeing money as your rescue, it starts behaving like your worker. When you no longer beg it to fix your life, it slowly begins to support your life. When you no longer fear losing it, you begin to manage it with wisdom. And when you no longer chase it with desperation, it begins coming to you with respect. True financial strength begins when money no longer decides your mood. When your peace is no longer tied to your bank balance. When your confidence no longer depends on what you earned this month. That is the moment your relationship with money shifts forever. Chapter 2. Money obeys the most disciplined person in the room. Money does not care about your dreams. It does not care about your goals. It does not care about your intentions. Money only responds to what you do every day. Not sometimes. Not when you feel motivated. Every day. Discipline is what separates people who struggle from people who rise. The disciplined person wakes up when it is uncomfortable. They work when they are tired. They save when they want to spend. They stay focused when others get distracted. While others wait for inspiration, they move with consistency. Many people have talent, but no control. They start excited and quit when things become slow. They work hard for a few days and then disappear for weeks. Money does not trust people like this. It cannot grow where behavior is unstable. The person with discipline builds quietly. No one claps for them in the beginning. No one sees their effort. No one praises their routine. But day by day, their actions stack on top of each other. Their small efforts turn into strong habits. Their strong habits turn into real results. Discipline does not feel powerful in the beginning. It feels boring. It feels slow. It feels lonely. But over time, it becomes unstoppable. The disciplined person keeps moving even when nothing seems to be changing. And one day, everything changes at once. While others keep starting over, the disciplined person keeps moving forward. While others search for shortcuts, the disciplined person builds the long road. And because they stay when others quit, money begins to stay with them too. This is how money truly obeys. Not to loud people, not to fast people, but to the one who shows up again and again without breaking their promise to themselves. Chapter 3. Consumption is the fastest way to stay poor without feeling poor. Most people do not stay poor because they earn too little. They stay poor because they spend too fast. They buy things not because they truly need them, but because they want to feel better, feel important, feel successful, or feel accepted. For a short moment, spending money feels like progress. It feels like you are moving forward. But in reality, it is only comfort wearing the mask of success. The world is designed to make spending feel normal and saving feel painful. Every ad, every screen, every offer is pushing you to buy now and think later. You are trained to reward yourself before you build yourself. You are taught to enjoy today and worry about tomorrow when it comes. This habit feels harmless in the beginning, but slowly, it builds a life where money arrives and leaves just as fast. When a person lives this way, they never feel completely broke. They always have something new, something shiny, something upgraded. And yet, they never feel free. Their bank balance is always under pressure. Their future is always delayed. Their peace is always borrowed. Real wealth begins when a person learns how to say no to themselves. Not in a painful way, but in a powerful way. They stop buying things just to feel good for a few minutes. They stop proving their worth through what they own. They stop chasing the picture of a rich life and start building the reality of one. Every unnecessary purchase steals from your future quietly, not loudly, not all at once, slowly, silently. One small comfort today becomes one big limitation tomorrow. One emotional purchase today becomes one financial delay next year. Wealth grows when spending becomes intentional. When you start asking, is this helping my future or only pleasing my present? When your money begins to move with purpose instead of impulse, that is the moment your life starts to shift. People who build wealth are not people who never enjoy life. They are people who choose when to enjoy it. They delay some pleasures so they can enjoy freedom later. And that freedom is worth more than every temporary feeling that spending ever gave them. Chapter 4. Skill is the only income that survives collapse. Money can disappear faster than people realize. A business can fail. A company can shut down. A market can crash. Even a strong job can vanish overnight. These things happen every day. That is why depending only on one source of income is one of the most dangerous financial positions a person can be in. But there is one form of income that cannot be taken away easily. That is skill. When you carry real skill inside you, you carry income with you wherever you go. If one door closes, your skill opens another. If one industry falls, your skill allows you to move into the next. If one opportunity ends, your ability creates a new one. A paycheck depends on permission. A skill depends on you. When you improve what you can do, you improve how much you can earn. When you become better at solving problems, people will always be willing to pay you. When you become faster, smarter, clearer, and more useful, your value in the world automatically rises. People who only chase money become scared when the world changes. People who build skills become powerful when the world changes. Because now they can adapt. They can move. They can rebuild. Every new skill you learn becomes a new safety net. Every level you upgrade becomes a new financial shield. Over time, your confidence no longer comes from your salary. It comes from knowing that you can always create value again. True security does not come from one job. It comes from becoming the kind of person who can always earn, anywhere, under any condition. That is how you survive collapse. That is how you rise after loss. That is how income becomes something you create, not something you wait for. Chapter 5. Comfort pretends to be safety, but it is not. Comfort feels kind. It feels soft. It feels like rest. It tells you that you deserve ease before you earn strength. It tells you that you have time. It tells you that nothing bad will happen if you stay where you are. And that is why comfort is so dangerous. It does not attack you. It slowly puts you to sleep. When a person chooses comfort again and again, they stop growing without noticing it. They stop pushing their limits. They stop learning new skills. They stop taking smart risks. Life becomes predictable, but their future becomes weak. They feel safe today, but they become fragile tomorrow. Real safety does not come from avoiding difficulty. It comes from being strong enough to handle it. Comfort protects your feelings. Security protects your future. Comfort keeps you relaxed. Security keeps you ready. Many people believe they are safe because they have one job, one income, one routine, and one way of living. But if that one thing disappears, everything shakes. That is not safety. That is dependence. True safety is built when you prepare even when nothing feels wrong, when you train even when no one is watching, when you save even when spending feels easier, when you grow even when staying the same feels more peaceful. Comfort wants life to stay easy. Security demands that you become strong. You can rest, but you must never settle. You can enjoy, but you must never stop preparing. The moment you build your life only around comfort, you start borrowing your safety from the present instead of earning it for the future. And the future always collects its payment. Chapter 6. Debt only destroys those who use it for image. Debt itself is not evil. It is simply a tool. But the way most people use it turns it into a weapon against their own future. They borrow to look successful, to feel important, to impress others, to live a life their income has not yet earned. From the outside, everything may look fine. But on the inside, pressure is building every single month. Image-based debt is one of the quietest destroyers of peace. The clothes look expensive, the phone looks new, the car looks impressive, and the house looks beautiful. But behind all of it is fear. Fear of missing payments, fear of losing status, fear of being exposed. A person begins working only to feed yesterday's choices. This kind of debt does not build a future. It only decorates the present. There is another way debt can be used. Some people borrow to build something that produces income. They borrow to learn a skill, to start a business, to invest in tools that increase their earning power. In this case, the debt is working for them instead of against them. It has a purpose. It carries a return. The same money that traps one person can lift another. The difference is not the amount. The difference is the reason. When debt is tied to ego, it creates stress. When debt is tied to growth, it creates opportunity. When debt is taken to look rich, it slowly makes a person poor. When debt is taken to become valuable, it slowly makes a person powerful. Many people think debt helps them move forward because their lifestyle improves. But their life does not always improve with their lifestyle. Often it becomes heavier, tighter, and more anxious. True progress does not feel like panic every month. It feels like relief over time. The safest rule is simple. If debt cannot help you earn, it will eventually help you worry. If debt does not create income, it will eventually create pressure. And pressure, over months and years, crushes more dreams than failure ever could. Freedom does not come from owning many things. It comes from owing as little as possible. And when you do choose to owe, you choose it with purpose, not with pride. Chapter 7. Information without movement creates financial illusion. Many people today know a lot about money, business, and success. They watch videos, they read books, they save posts, they listen to podcasts. They feel inspired. They feel smart. They feel ready. But their life does not change. Their bank balance does not change. Their situation stays the same. This happens because knowledge by itself does not create results. Only movement does. Learning without action creates a false feeling of progress. You feel like you are improving, but nothing in the real world is moving. It is like studying how to swim without ever entering the water. You may understand every technique, but you will still drown when reality comes. Many people delay action because they are waiting to feel perfect. They want the perfect plan, the perfect timing, the perfect confidence. But perfection never arrives. Life changes only when you move while still unsure, while still learning, while still afraid. Action brings clarity. Action brings experience. Action brings correction. You only know what works after you try. You only know what fails after you move. Every step teaches you something that 1,000 videos never can. People who build wealth do not wait to feel ready. They start small. They make mistakes early. They adjust fast. They keep moving, even when the road feels unclear. While others are still collecting information, they are already collecting results. Information makes you aware. Movement makes you powerful. There is also a quiet danger in learning too much without doing. Over time, a person begins to confuse thinking with working. They talk about success more than they build it. They plan more than they act. They feel busy, but they are standing still. Real progress feels different. It feels uncomfortable. It feels imperfect. It feels risky. But it also feels alive. Because now things are changing. Now, feedback is real. Now, growth is happening. Money does not come to people who know the most. It comes to people who move the most with what they know. Even a small action done consistently is stronger than a big idea that never leaves the mind. The moment knowledge meets movement, illusion turns into progress. And progress, when repeated over time, always turns into real wealth. Chapter 8. Time amplifies whatever you feed it. Time is not kind. It is not cruel either. Time is simply honest. It gives back more of whatever you put into it. If you feed it discipline, it grows discipline into strength. If you feed it laziness, it grows laziness into regret. If you feed it wisdom, it grows wisdom into peace. And if you feed it chaos, it multiplies chaos without mercy. Many people believe time will fix their money problems. They say, "Later I will save. Later I will invest. Later I will learn. Later I will change." But later becomes heavier with every delay. Time does not erase bad habits. It strengthens them. It does not correct poor choices. It stacks their consequences. A small mistake today becomes a large burden tomorrow. A small discipline today becomes a powerful advantage tomorrow. This is how time works. It never stops multiplying. When a person starts saving a little early, they think it is too slow to matter. But after a few years, that slow start becomes unstoppable momentum. When a person delays even 1 year, they believe it makes no difference. But over a lifetime, that 1 year becomes a massive gap between struggle and ease. Time is dangerous because it feels invisible. You do not feel it working day by day. But one morning, you wake up and realize 10 years have passed. And whatever you were feeding time is now standing in front of you as your life. Time does not reward intelligence alone. It rewards patience. It rewards repetition. It rewards those who can stay steady even when progress looks silent. It punishes those who keep starting and stopping. It punishes those who chase excitement and abandon consistency. You cannot fight time. You can only choose what you give to it. If you give it debt, it grows pressure. If you give it skill, it grows income. If you give it discipline, it grows freedom. If you give it excuses, it grows limitations. The most powerful decision a person ever makes is not a big dramatic choice. It is the quiet, daily decision about what they will feed time with today. Because whatever you feed time today is what you will be living inside tomorrow. Chapter 9. Trust systems, not promises. People are emotional. Their moods change, their intentions change, their promises change. Even good people can break their word when pressure enters their life. This is why trusting only people with your money is one of the biggest financial risks you can take. Not because people are bad, but because people are human. A system is different. A system does not wake up tired. A system does not change its mind. A system does not get angry, jealous, lazy, or afraid. A system only follows rules. When money is placed inside clear rules, it becomes safer. When money is placed only inside emotions, it becomes fragile. Many people lose money not because they were greedy, but because they trusted words instead of structure. Someone said, "I promise." Someone said, "Trust me." Someone said, "I will take care of it." And the money disappeared with the promise. Not always through bad intention. Sometimes through poor planning. Sometimes through weakness. Sometimes through panic. Wealth grows best where everything is written, measured, tracked, and predictable. Where there are numbers instead of guesses. Where there are rules instead of moods. Where there is clarity instead of hope. This does not mean you should never trust anyone. It means your money should never depend only on trust. Trust people with your respect. Trust systems with your capital. When money moves inside structure, it grows calmly. When money moves inside emotion, it moves wildly. And wild movement always creates damage sooner or later. The strongest investors and builders do not look for exciting promises. They look for boring systems, quiet systems, repetitive systems. Systems that work even when no one is excited. This is how wealth becomes stable, not by believing harder, but by placing money where belief is no longer required. Chapter 10. In its early stages, real wealth feels disappointing. In the beginning, real wealth does not feel exciting. It does not feel powerful. It does not feel like success. Most of the time, it feels slow, quiet, and even disappointing. You start saving, but the numbers look small. You start investing, but nothing seems to change. You work harder, but your lifestyle stays the same. And that is where many people give up. People expect wealth to arrive with noise. They expect big changes, fast rewards, and visible upgrades. But real wealth grows in silence. It grows during the months when your life still looks normal. It grows during the years when nobody is impressed by your progress. It grows when you feel like you are doing everything right but nothing dramatic is happening. This stage is dangerous not because it is hard, but because it feels unrewarding. Your mind starts whispering, "This is taking too long." It tells you that maybe this path is not working. It tempts you to return to old habits that gave quick pleasure instead of long-term power. Many people quit not because they failed, but because they got bored. In the early stages, your money is not yet free. It is still being trained. It is still learning how to grow. Just like a seed under the soil, nothing is visible for a long time. But deep inside, roots are forming. And once those roots become strong, growth becomes fast and unstoppable. People who become wealthy are not people who saw fast results. They are people who were patient during slow results. They stayed when there was no excitement. They kept going when there was no praise. They trusted the process when their emotions tried to discourage them. This is why most people never become rich. Not because they lack opportunity, but because they cannot survive the quiet phase. They want proof before the proof is ready to appear. They want rewards before the foundation is complete. Real wealth always asks one question first. Can you stay when nothing looks impressive? If the answer is yes, your future begins to change. If the answer is no, you return to the same cycle again. The early phase feels ordinary. The later phase changes everything. Chapter 11. Your identity sets your income ceiling. Many people think their income is limited by their job, their city, their education, or their luck. But the truth is much deeper than that. Most people are limited by the picture they hold of themselves inside their own mind. Long before money accepts or rejects someone, their identity has already decided what they believe they deserve. Some people see themselves as powerful builders. Others see themselves as survivors. Some see themselves as leaders. Others only see themselves as workers. Whatever story a person repeats about themselves quietly becomes the ceiling they live under. If deep inside you believe that rich people are greedy, corrupt, or dangerous, your mind will quietly push money away from you, even when opportunities appear. If you believe that you do not deserve wealth, your actions will always shrink right before big growth arrives. If you believe money is not meant for people like you will sabotage it without realizing. This is why some people rise quickly and then fall again. Their skills grew, but their identity did not. Their income increased, but their self-image stayed small. And the mind will always pull your life back to the level of who you believe you are. Your habits follow your identity. Your spending follows your identity. Your risk-taking follows your identity. Your discipline follows your identity. You do not act like the person you want to be. You act like the person you think you already are. When someone changes their identity, everything else slowly changes with it. They stop making excuses. They stop shrinking around opportunity. They stop feeling guilty for wanting more. They stop apologizing for thinking bigger. They begin to see themselves as builders instead of beggars, as creators instead of consumers, as leaders of their financial life instead of victims of it. The strongest financial shift does not happen in the bank. It happens in the mirror, when you finally start seeing yourself as the kind of person who can handle growth, protect wealth, and manage power. Money stops feeling heavy. It starts feeling natural. Your income will always rise to meet the level of your identity. And it will never rise higher than that, unless the identity is upgraded first. Chapter 12. The highest form of wealth is control. Most people think wealth is about having a lot of money. But the truth is much quieter than that. The highest form of wealth is not what you own, it is what you control. Control over your time, control over your choices, control over your reactions, control over your fears, control over where your life is going. Many people earn good money, but still live under pressure. They rush every morning. They fear every bill. They worry about every mistake. They are owned by their schedule, their debts, their promises, and their obligations. On the outside, they may look rich. On the inside, they feel trapped. That is not wealth. That is a golden cage. True wealth feels different. It feels like space. It feels like calm. It feels like having room to breathe before you decide. It feels like being able to say yes without fear and no without guilt. It is the power to wait instead of rushing. It is the power to walk away instead of begging. It is the power to choose peace over pressure. When you have control, money stops shouting at you. It stops ordering you around. It becomes quiet and useful. It waits for your direction instead of pulling you in every direction. You no longer make choices just to survive the month. You begin to make choices for the next 5 years, the next 10 years, the next generation. Control also changes how you think. You stop panicking. You stop reacting emotionally. You stop chasing every shiny opportunity. You move slower, but stronger. You move quieter, but further. You are no longer pushed by fear. You are pulled by clarity. At the highest level, wealth becomes invisible. It does not scream through luxury. It whispers through stability. It shows up in stress-free mornings, in silent confidence, in the ability to protect your family without worry, in the power to rest without guilt, in the freedom to build without pressure. When you reach this level, money is no longer your goal. It is simply a tool that obeys you. Your real success becomes the life you live with calm strength, steady purpose, and quiet control. And that is the wealth that cannot be taken from you. If there is one truth that must stay with you after this audiobook ends, it is this. Your future is not controlled by luck, family, economy, or timing. It is controlled by the patterns you repeat when nobody is watching. Money does not rise or fall randomly in a person's life. It rises with clarity. It falls with confusion. It grows with discipline. It disappears with carelessness. And every result you will ever touch financially will first be shaped in your thinking long before it shows up in your hands. You do not become wealthy in one moment. You become wealthy the moment you stop living like a victim of money and start living like the builder of it. You do not change your life with one big decision. You change it with the small decisions you honor daily, even when they feel boring, slow, or unseen. There will be days when you feel behind. There will be moments when progress feels invisible. There will be times when doubt tries to convince you that nothing is changing. But beneath the surface, something will be growing. Quietly, slowly, powerfully. Do not rush the process. Do not envy the noise of others. Do not abandon the path because it is silent in the beginning. Real wealth is not loud at first. It does not announce itself. It builds quietly until one day it becomes undeniable. And one day, without fireworks, without warning, without drama, you will look back and realize you are no longer struggling the way you used to. You are no longer afraid the way you once were. You are no longer chasing the way you once did. You have become steady. You have become calm. You have become in control. And that is the moment you will understand what true wealth really is. This audiobook was written and published by 1% Mastermind Audio to leave you with one final truth. Money can be lost. Power can be taken. But a disciplined mind builds again, every time.